Hello, Internet. It is N2O. It is I. I have more lantern cards ready to go. I've been kind of having a playing kick recently. I've wanted to try and grind some leagues more, and I have a small window of time right now where I think I can just grind out for a few days. The interesting problem with having all of this motivation is that I can record all of this content, but I don't know if I'm actually going to chop it up and post it online. So that means that the continuity that I have between decks is going to be a little bit stressed. So I just recorded something yesterday. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up using it. Or actually, yeah, let me go through that list really quickly and just show you what it looks like. TLDR is that the list looks very similar. I'm just testing out Toxic Deluge in the main board. Having a board wipe in the main board when there's a bunch of go-wide decks dominating the format seems like a good call. And against decks that don't care about something like Toxic Deluge, it's probably okay if this gets stranded in my hand as the only... Like, if I have one card in hand and it's not versus a board wipe deck, Bridge is probably going to block everything else. So that's fine. In the sideboard, I added one Bontu's Last Reckoning, and I kept in the other Toxic Deluge, so I have 3 board wipes now. I also added Illness in the ranks. It seemed like an interesting experiment at the time. The league never actually worked out so that I would board it in. I didn't play against any Boros. And in hindsight, I think it was super narrow. I did actually play against decks where I could have boarded this in, and I chose not to, so... yeah, and we're also testing out Extirpate to fight Flage decks, particularly Flage control shells, because your opponent can't counter this in response because it has Split Second, which is really nice. Deck seemed pretty solid, so the only change that I ended up making this time around is that I cut the Illness in the ranks and added a second Extirpate. One Ring Control feels like it's a pretty messy matchup in the early game, because you need to establish a Lantern Lock pretty quickly in order to control your opponent's resources. So having the ability to extirpate away a Flage or something like that is a really nice way to cut through all of their interaction and card draw. Other than that, though, everything's pretty similar. I'm on 2 Terra Sunders instead of 3. I think the matchups where we want Terra Sunder for the most part are already pretty favored for us, and we already have 2 trophies here. This might be a mistake. After that league that I just played, I noticed that sometimes I might want some spot removal and I don't really have any. The fact that I'm running 2 trophies instead of 3 might exacerbate that problem. So we'll see. Maybe I end up adding a 3rd Terra Sunder in the board, or a trophy in the board to address that. But otherwise, I'm basically going to run this back. Or if you want to check out this deck list, I'll post it in the description. I'll also post some other resources if you guys are interested in learning about the deck. Yeah, not going to make a big dealio in the intro and conclusion. I'm just going to go. See you in match 1. Hello, Internet. One more plug before we get started with match 1. I have added a new section to my channel profile. I'll be adding to this as time goes on, but I'm going to be collecting some YouTube channels that also produce Lantern content. They may not be dedicated Lantern channels 100% of the time, but they're at least generating some content for you all to enjoy. It seems like in the recent poll that I had, you guys are all looking almost exclusively for Lantern content, at least from this channel. So these should hopefully be some good recommendations for y'all. Back to the video. Hey, look at that, we're on the play. You were good at Magic this best of 3 and got the play, or won the die roll. This hand is mid, but keepable. We got a strong Lantern Lock. We just gotta hope that in game 1 they didn't keep a very relevant hand for us. It's gonna be turn 1 Lantern, turn 2, depending on what they're playing. The cookbook might go out, it might be a second Lantern. Let's see. Ooh, Nadu or Amulet, probably. Could be Scapeshift, too. That Arboreal Grazer is not a good sign. That's a Valakut. So, Amulet or Temur Valakut. Saga means it's probably Amulet. Alright, this is not a good game 1. I'm going to aggressively mill that Valakut and see if I can find a Surgical, I think. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to make myself shuffle on upkeep here. I don't want this land. I'm looking for a Surgical very badly. Alright, that's a bridge. Not really looking for that, but that's okay. Cage is not very exciting either. Get that Val Kit out. Get it out. I haven't seen Amulet since MH3 released, I don't think. Oh, they have a Boseiju on top. That's not good. Second Amulet means they're gonna be cooking. They're going fast. Bounce Land means they have access to 4 mana. Vesuva copies Blooming Marsh is an interesting line. Okay. That's very interesting. What does that mean? If they have a bounce land, they didn't want to play it this turn. Oh, they can get the Rumble in their hand right away. That's not good. Or sorry, they can get the Boseiju in their hand right away. Am I worried about that right now? I think I want to slam Bridge. And I want to mitigate their ability to get Boseiju on the in their hand. Because I don't have a Needle. So I think I have to make them shuffle right now. Try and force them on a Amulet Titan, or force them on a Primeval Titan plan. So they hit Saga, One Ring, Gardens, second Saga. Surgical would be really nice too, even if I don't win this game, because I just want to see how many Valakits they're on, what kind of brew they're working with. I'm also kind of curious if Shifting Woodlands has survived. Because I know people were testing that in MH3. I don't know if they actually run that now. Opponent's really in the tank on this one. That might mean that they don't have mana in their hand right now. So they might be considering whether they go for like maybe they can't cast the One Ring right now. Yeah, they picked Gardens. I was about to say, if they don't have mana, then maybe they just pick up the Gardens and try and hit a bounce land, and then they can cast Titan. I think I'm just slamming a Bridge. Because if they go fast with Titan, like, they're going to have a third Amulet of Vigor at their disposal next turn. Well, I guess that they can't use it right away. Probably. They have Explore lines that they could do, probably. So, yeah. I just want to slam Bridge. They could probably weasel their way into a Titan. Oh, right. They're even going to have a third Amulet if they want it. They might just grab a map, though. They could just map and then find Boseiju. Nope. 3 amulets. Sure. They play another Grazer. That's right. We knew what they had that. I wasn't paying attention there. Okay, and then Gardens will be entered tapped, which means that they can net some mana here and then copy Amulet again. And they still haven't made their land drop. So now they can play a bounce land and get ludicrous amounts of mana off of 4 amulets. Okay, they're playing Mirror Pool as well. And they have just enough for Titan. I guess we'll see if they might be able to do like a Shifting Woodlands line. They do have Delirium. So they could go like Woodlands. Woodlands will copy Valakut, and then maybe they find something to chain together from there. But oh wait, well Valakut doesn't do anything until they find Dryad. This is interesting. Bounce land Boseiju. Okay, yeah, so they're just gonna tackle the Bridge. That makes the most sense. I don't know why I didn't think about that. That makes way more sense. They can even blow it up this turn if they want. I probably should have shredded them in response to this Primeval Titan trigger, because if I milled over their Boseiju, then they can't get it back. It's kind of like, it's a fringe line, but... I will find a swamp. This is a swamp. Alright, we're gonna find another Titan. They can give both their Titans haste. I'm just gonna concede. I know what they're about to do. I guess I should have made them do it just to make sure they had the lands in the deck, but... yeah, I should have done that, actually. I should have waited. So... what we're boarding in today? Lots of stuff. I think this is a good package. So I need to needle things like Urza's Saga, Mycosynth Gardens, the One Ring, Boseiju, Otawara. There's a lot of needle targets, so that's coming in. I think going all in on a surgical style plan is a good idea against them, because if I can hit a Primeval Titan or an Amulet or a Valakut, that'll slow them down immensely. Damping Sphere to stop their fast mana, Terra Sunder to answer the rings and the amulets. The cookbook comes out. Normally I leave that in when I'm playing but we have trophies and stuff to deal with Valakut, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Probably the baubles come out. What else is coming out? This is a very fast mashup, so Profane Tutor might just be too slow here. Oh, I have 59 cards. Oh, right, because I took out the Deluge. I can keep one Tutor. We'll try it like that. Okay, okay. Turn one Lantern, turn 2 Damping Sphere, and then I have lots of stuff. I think it's turn 1 Lantern. They don't care about their graveyard too much, so I could just blind Shredder them instead, but I think I like having the utility, or the extra information that Lantern provides. We get a Thoughtseize next turn. I might be interested, too, if they run out a turn 1 Amulet. Oh, they have Boseiju on top. Let's see what their turn 1 play is. Maybe I try and do a Shredder to get rid of that Boseiju instead of running out the hate piece right away, because this does slow down me vomiting artifacts on the table, too, because of the anti-storm half of the card that does bite us if we try and turn 2 Damping Sphere. Both games they've copied are Blooming Marsh. That's very funny. What does that mean? Maybe what I do here... Ooh, Extirpate's on top. Maybe what I do here is lead on Codex Shredder, mill their Boseiju, and see what's on top of their library, and if it's not threatening, then I can Thoughtseize them, and if it is, then I can play a second Shredder. I think I like that. Let's try it. Let's do that now. Mill them now. Okay, another Sloth isn't that scary. Hopefully I should be able to slow them down with this Thoughtseize. Maybe they have Force of Vigor. Maybe that's why they're holding on these. Or, in response to these things. That would be not good. I forgot, they are a Force of Vigor deck. I gotta keep that in mind. The fact that they're really thinking about this means that they probably do have Force of Vigor in their hand. But I guess we'll see in a moment. There's nothing I can really do about that now. There's the Force. Okay. Do I want to draw Extirpate? I think I do, because this Thoughtseize might be powerful, so I'm just going to let this Lantern resolve. I'm cool with them drawing an Arboreal Brazier. That sucks. If I led with the Thoughtseize, then they would have only gotten one target. Oh, they have a second Force. Jeez. So there's a Titan. Oh, wow. Their mana is atrocious. Echoing Deeps can target lands in graveyard. I don't care about that right now. So I think what I can do here is I take Primeval Titan. They're going to play out all their lands. I can Extirpate their Force of Vigor, get rid of this one as well. I could also take the Titans forever. I'm going to take the Titan, because that kills me directly. And I have a way of getting rid of the Force of Vigor. It looks like they kept on the power of their Force of Vigors, assuming that they can disrupt me pretty heavily. Okay, they play Battlements and pass. That's fine. Here's the Extirpate. I think because I'm going to Codex Shredder, they might just run out the Force of Vigor and hit my single Codex Shredder. And I think I'm worried about that enough where I just Extirpate their Force of Vigor now and then Codex Shredder afterwards. Maybe this is not the right line. Maybe I play the Shredder and I don't worry about it too much. Okay, they are on a double... They're on a double out Valakut plan. What's interesting about this Codex Shredder is that Echoing Deeps has value right now if I start milling them and they hit lands they care about. Not really sure what to do about that. If I mill a Valakut, the Echoing Deeps can become a Valakut. What do they still have in their deck that can answer a bridge? Oh, they're doing stuff. Hold on. So they just bounced their Handwire Battlements back to hand. Okay, so they have mana now. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this anyway. I think I keep milling them. Teleria West didn't really do anything for them. Damping Sphere shuts off both of these lands. I like that. And Vesuva's back on the table as a bounce land. That's nice. They can't tap for colored mana right now. Echoing Deeps is going to become a Teleria West. No, it's going to become a Boseiju. Sorry, now they have green mana again. That makes sense. Now I feel more comfortable just milling. Oh, we hit Otawara as well. So Bridge is going to do very nice. I run out the tutor. Oh, looking at their deck list, they are a shifting woodland plan. And they have 3 of them. That's a pretty substantial amount. Okay, they found a One Ring. That's okay. I can answer that. Do I keep milling them? I think now that I know that they have shifting... Well, actually, hold on. They have one... They only have 2 mana or card types in their graveyard right now. They will have a 3rd one. I'm not going to mill them. Bridge will be useful later. I think I get rid of the One Ring right now, because that's more value than whatever singular card they're going to fetch with the Saga. They might fetch, like, Haywire Might, which would be a problem, but the Ring is going to generate more value for them over time. If I draw a Needle, I'm going to be a little sad with that, because Needle would answer the Ring, but it can't answer the Saga as well. Well, I guess I can... Oh, wait, hold on. I have access to their list. They don't run Haywire Might. Yeah, at this point, I'm really just looking to get rid of their Valakutes. The Saga is able to make tokens. So what am I doing? Those Saga constructs are going to start coming at me soon. So I think maybe what I do is I just grab a land this turn and put down a Codex Shredder. I could also find a Lantern and start locking them. Do they have a map? They have no expedition map. So this Saga is purely for Amulet. So I don't care about the tutor. They don't have any artifacts, actually. Their clock is still very slow. The odds that I draw a land are kind of decent, so I think I will grab a Lantern. This is going to cost 2 mana because of the Damping Sphere. They're about to draw a Dryad. I don't care about the Dryad. I don't think. I care about the Valakutes. I don't care about the Dryad. I'm at 16. They're going to deal 3 next turn off of the Saga construct. Actually, sorry, they can deal 6 because of the battlements. I'm going to have to mill my own surgical, I think. I need a land. I didn't consider the Saga's going to make 2 tokens so that they can give them haste. That's another Boseiju. Thankfully, they're not drawing it, but that is another Boseiju. Oh, they don't have that Grazer. Alright, go find your amulet. You've earned it. Bounce land on top doesn't bother me. Oh, they're not going to give the token haste. That's very good for me. Okay, I'm going to mill my own surgical, looking for a land. I was not successful, so I'm going to mill this Lantern on upkeep. I don't like that Needle. Actually, that's really bad, because I can't cast both, or 2 1-drops this turn. So I'm going to be stuck at 3 cards in hand again. They're going to be dealing 8 next turn. This can copy a creature as well. So that's what, 12, 14 damage. So I can Needle Mirror Pool. Or maybe I Needle the Battlements, that's probably better. So Mirror Pool doesn't give stuff haste. Battlements does. Is this a mana ability? No. Okay. That's not an... so I'm not dead yet. But getting mana screwed here is not a good sign for me. So I might have to pop the Lantern. Maybe the Lantern play was too greedy. Like, I knew that they don't really have a lot of ways to interact with the bridge. They only had 1 Boseiju in the entire deck left. We got rid of everything else. And they don't run a map. Which we knew. Yeah, in hindsight, I think looking for a land was the safer option. So the good news is that they have another Growth Chamber on top of their library, so I'm not too worried about that. They have an Echoing Deeps. That's probably going to copy another Saga. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I'm just going to skip the end step. I don't think there's anything that they're doing on their own turn that's going to make me change my play pattern. So they're gonna Mirror Pool, I would guess, and copy probably a construct because that grows their other constructs. Then they hit me for 10, I go to 3. They have no more cards in hand, so everything that we see here is what they have. Okay, they're just gonna hold up mana. That's fine too. It's the same outcome. Although I am happy with that because that means that if I do manage to find a land, I can dump my hands and then I don't die to the Dryad, which I might have before. Okay, so I'm milling myself here. All right. I got a lantern myself. I got a shovel. Nope. Okay. Just got land screwed. Unfortunate. I think we had legs on game 2. I should have just slammed the bridge, and I'm fully on that plan now. I assumed that the deck would provide me lands, but I mean it's only a third lands. There is chance for me to fail there. And I think the odds that I get mana screwed are much higher than them top decking relevant threats to the bridge. That's on me. We should have at least seen a game 3. They probably would have taken that anyways, but because that's an unfavorable matchup for Lantern, but okay, well, on to match 2. Right, match 2 on the draw. This has no lands in it. Send it back. Oh, opponent revealed Giganta as well. Double discard. Like, I can dump my hand very quickly with this. The biggest problem that I can immediately spot is that I have no bridge. But I can pick off removal spells that I see that my opponent casts, or has in hand. And they're not going to cast at turn 1, obviously, so I can pick those away. And I do get a redraw off the bauble. If I hit a mill rock early, those are extra looks at a bridge. I'm on the draw too. Yeah, I think I keep it. Oh, that's right. We're on a multi-6 as well, so I can even get rid of one of these cards, so we're not going to get too flooded. Yeah, Cage goes to the bottom. It's good against Flage, but we're not worried about Flage yet. Okay, turn 1 Sacred Foundry. Ocelot Pride. Yep, okay. Hit the third land for that bridge down the road. Am I going turn 1 Lantern or turn 1 Inquisition? I'm playing this no matter what. I think I'm going Inquisition because I need to slow them down. So if I'm doing that, then I crack the bauble and look at what they have on top. Oh, they're Mardu. Okay. Oh, they're a Marionette build. Okay. That's bad. So my opponent has a Johnny... Second Ocelot Pride. Okay. So Marionette plus Goblin Bombardment is an engine that we need to disrupt somehow. The Ajani is also a problem, but it's not as immediately problematic. Oh, the Goblin Bombardment makes the Ajani flip over immediately too. So even though the Bombardment's needleable, I think I have to take that. Yikes, okay. And then whatever they don't play next turn, I can Inquisition that away. So I take Goblin Bombardment now. Next turn, I think... What do I think they're going to play? Oh, this for Ajani is relevant. Oh, they're just going to play another Ocelot Pride. Okay. They're just going to Surveil? It's interesting. I guess they haven't seen the Lantern yet, so they don't know what they're playing against yet, so they're just going to go really wide. Yeah, because this is a lot of value that they're going to add to the board state that doesn't risk all of the cards in their hand. So I have a Lantern Lock assembled, but I think I need to put that off for a turn. I think what I'm going to need to do is Inquisition and get rid of the Ajani in specific, because that flipping over is a nightmare. The Marionette I can trophy later. That's less of a problem. So I think I start with a Lantern to see what they have on top. Guide of Souls sucks, but that's something that I can bridge away later. So I take a Johnny. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So next turn what I can do is I can play Stirrings and look for a bridge, and then I can Shredder, potentially, or I can Trophy. Theoretically, I was about to say theoretically I could also make a Construct token, but they're about to Guide of Souls. Oh, wait. Sorry. That's right. They can fetch a Surveil land right now. What you been in? Alright. They're hitting their basics. They run basic swamp. That's interesting. Okay, we go to 15. Wait, they have 7 permanents. This is going to make them go to 9 permanents. Wow. Okay. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Exactly 15 damage. So I'm going to have to trophy next turn. Are any of these 2-drops? No, they're literally all 1-drops. I didn't do my math right. I keep not doing the math right with the Ocelot Prides. These things are nuts. I now remember why I wanted Illness in the ranks in the deck. So, Stirrings doesn't do it anymore. Nothing does it anymore. I have too many cards in hand. Oh, sorry. I have a Toxic Deluge in the main board that I can try and spin into. All right, can I do it? Oh wait, no, Deluge, the Marionette Apprentice is just gonna ping me. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I have to pay 1 life to, or 2 life. Yeah, okay. Never mind. That deck is bonkers. Okay. They fought through discard too. I keep underestimating the Ocelot Pride every single time. These 5 cards are coming in. I'm pretty sure that's it. They are graveyard oriented, so the Grafdigger's Cage is... if they run Chthonian Nightmare. Sometimes they don't run Chthonian Nightmare. The fact that they're on Goblin Bombardment means they might not be, if I remember correctly. However, Cookbook is probably relevant just because we need to hand dump as fast as possible. I think Surgicals can come out. Profane Tutors can probably come out. Oh wait, no, they can look for board wipes. If I survive till turn 4. I'm on the play, so that's slightly more possible. What do I feel about the Needles? They have Goblin Bombardment and a Johnny. Those are the relevant spells, or activated abilities. So I think this 2 is enough. Maybe I am just taking out the Tutors. They're slow. I can just cut or trim a bauble. I think I'm going to need the Lantern Lock for this game, just because they have so many damage outlets that I'm going to need to worry about. So I think I just go like that. The trophies are kind of on thin ice for me too, now that I'm thinking about it. It's nice to be able to pop like their Marionette Apprentices and their Goblin Bombardments, but I have other solutions for that too. So maybe, yeah, these are going to be hard to cast actually. Maybe I board back, or the Surgicals back in. Just because these, I can cast these very cheap. They also have several things in the deck that I'm scared of that they run 4-ofs. Like the Marionette Apprentices, if they're running any, they're almost always like a 4-of. The Johnnies are a 4-of, I'm scared of those. This is another hand that doesn't have bridge in it. It's a 7-card hand. Stirrings is going to replace itself. I don't think I can get low to the ground enough where I can stop them in time. I think I play like turn 1 Saga, look for a Cookbook if I keep this hand. So is it like turn 1 Saga, Lantern, turn 2 Ancient Stirrings, try and hit a bridge, and then play a rock, continue to police their top card. I'll probably need a needle for Goblin Bombardment. I think I want to go to 6. I could settle for that hand on 6, but just because I can dump my hand easier for the bridge. This, I can dump my hand much easier for the bridge. So turn 2 Brutality is really nice. What am I bottoming? I think I bottomed the Swamp, because Stirrings can look for a land if I get worried. Am I going turn 1 Shredder or turn 1 Stirrings? I think I'm going turn 1 Stirrings. That sucks. Okay, 1 board wipe is on the bottom of the library. Okay, so we're sniping a Guide of Souls next turn. I'm going to run out the Mycosynth Gardens. Brutality is going to pitch... I could also go Inquisition Shredder. I don't know if Guide of Souls matters a lot. I don't know if that's... Yeah, actually, Guide of Souls might not be the thing that I want to target here. So I might just go Shredder Inquisition. Turn 3, I have a bridge. Yeah, let's do that. 2 Goblin Bombardments is brutal. There's no point in me taking one of these because I have the other one. Harsh Mentor, I can Collective Brutality away. Fable... I might just take Fable. Or, I don't really care too much about Fable. I don't really care if they draw cards sometimes. I think I take the Harsh Mentor. And then I can kill the Guide of Souls or whatever they top deck, because they have a lot of creatures. They'll hit something relevant. Yeah, these energy decks are just the bane of my existence. I just keep getting rolled by them. Okay, they run out Goblin Bombardment, sure. Their hand is much slower this time. Oh, I milled a Johnny. Alright, they're a Flage deck. I don't think I should be doing that. I got lucky. Okay, I'll run out the Bauble. You know what? Maybe I should have kept the Bauble. Actually, no, because Brutality is going to be a next turn thing. Get a Swamp. I think the Marionette Apprentice builds run extra Static Prisons, so throwing out the bridge this quickly might be a risk, but I'm I'm committed at this point. Okay, they play Fable. Yep. They swing in with Guide of Souls. So end step, I'm gonna look at my own top card with the Bauble. And see if we can get a lock. I don't want a second Shredder. It'd be nice if I had a Lantern, but I don't. Thoughtseize and a land. What am I doing here? They still have 3 cards in hand. That is kind of scary. I just realized that when they flip over this Fable, they can copy a creature and sack it to the bombardment every turn as well. That's not good. So maybe I think I'm playing this land. I think I'm draining my opponent and killing a creature, because they don't run a lot of instants and sorceries. I think I target the Guide of Souls, just because it's smaller. They're going to ping me with this, so I'm going to go to 18 instead of 16, or 19. Yeah, there we go. Not sure what they're holding for. They might be considering whether or not they sack the Goblin Shaman token, but I think they keep it on the table just so that they have something guaranteed to sack, or to copy with the Reflection and then sack to the bombardment. Amped Raptor's a good hit. Thoughtseize is not a good hit. Cool. I'm just going to keep the energy. Makes perfect sense to me. They're fetching right now. And shocking. For another Amped Raptor. I see. And they find Guide of Souls. Sure. You got it, opponent. This is the part of the game where we stare at each other. Alright. So I think at this point what I'm doing is copying the Ensnaring Bridge. I'm actually going to do that right now because they don't have any interaction up. And so what I'm looking for right now is I need a Lantern to start locking them, and I need a Pithing Needle for that bombardment or a trophy for that bombardment. I think their last card is the second bombardment, right? Well, they do it. No, they binned their other one. I think I'm going to pop Shredder, or I might pop Shredder and look for a Stirrings. Or get a Stirrings back. Maybe. I kept a card on top, so that's going to go away. Yeah. Ocelot Pride is going to make things get really out of hand with the Goblin Bombardment. They're just playing Giganta, sure. So the Shredder line's not there. I'm not going to crack this fetch yet. I'm going to hold on to it. Surgical isn't great. I think I target Ajani. Ajani will just win the game by itself, probably, so I'm going to go to their draw step. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm just going to make sure they're not doing anything weird. No, they're not. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 7 creatures on the table right now, so I'm basically at 12 life. Those odds aren't bad. Get that Ajani out of here. The Ocelot Prides are kind of scary too, but Ajani deals the damage immediately. Snapshot this. They have 2 Wear Tears. Oh, that's all they have for the bridge. Wow. Okay. I don't want to auto pass. I want to yield on end step. Yeah, they have 2 Flages that they can loop as well. Oh, they can copy a bunch of stuff too. So they're going to get 4 extra tokens here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 4. So 13. Okay. I would really like a Pithing Needle. Especially seeing that they only have 2 Wear Tears left in the deck. And Harsh Mentors. Like, I think Needle right now is the most important thing. The only way that I stop them from generating 4 tokens a turn now is... actually, I can't stop that with the Lantern Lock alone. The Reflection will cause ETB triggers for them to gain life, and then they'll just get cats now. So I'm looking for... I boarded out the trophies, didn't I? I did board out the trophies, so Needle is my option. I don't have Terra Sunders either. Technically speaking, I can stem the bleeding if I find a Collective Brutality as well. Any board wipe on 1 will make them get rid of the Ocelot Pride too. Wait, how did they get this many copies of Ocelot Pride? It doesn't make copies of Have I never read this card? Then if you have the city's blessing for each token you control that entered the battlefield this turn. Oh my god, I've never read this card. So they got extra copies of Ocelot Pride. This snowballs? Wait, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, they won. Wow. Wow, wow, wowie, wow, wow. That is insane. Beep, beep. I kind of ended match 2 and started match 3 without a good segue. I kind of was hypothesizing on whether or not I should be running Assassin's Trophies or if I should be running Fatal Pushes in the main board instead. My thoughts on that were that the Boros aggro matchups were just so fast that it's probably better to have some 1-mana removal. But that's some speculation that I can make another time that we'll discuss in either the end of this video or future videos, something like that. No need to give you a 5-minute tirade right now. I also forgot to start the match 3 recording on time, so I'm going to jump cut right into the next game right as I'm keeping my hand. I'll keep as much footage as I can from there. But yeah, on to match 3. Alright, I started match 3 and forgot that I wasn't recording yet, so we're on the play. Opponent has a Gigantha, and this is a 4-land hand. So I'm not dumping my hand till turn 4. I have no interaction with them, and I'm still going to have another bridge that I need to cast, so this is pretty clunky. And turn 2, I'm not casting anything. I'm shipping that. Oof, okay. So basically what I'm doing with this hand is going turn 1 Lantern. If I don't have a land on top, I have to shuffle and try and force myself to have a land. And if I do that, then I can put out 2 more mana rocks. So hold on, let me map out this turn. What goes to the bottom? We'll start with that. Probably the bell. So turn 1, turn 2, I'm gonna have 5 cards in hand. And then assuming I hit a land, I can play 2 of them. That goes to 3, and then I need another land. And I may not have Lantern to support that. I think I go to 5. I think I need more stable mana. Oof, okay. Well, I'm keeping it. Let's go into the bottom. Probably these 2 cards. I'm just gonna hope I surgical something relevant. Maybe one of the solutions to playing against Boros is being pickier with hand keeps. Because if I'm pickier, if I mulligan more aggressively, then the bridge is easier to get online. And then I'm just at the mercy of the top deck. Okay, turn 1 Inquisition. Opponent's on the same list. Okay. I can remove Ocelot Prides forever, or I can remove Bombardments forever. I think Bombardment is enough of an engine in their deck where I need to take out the Bombardments. If I had a Needle, I wouldn't be so worried. Because they're going to top deck creatures that spam tokens, even without this Ocelot Pride. But they don't have a turn 1 play next turn, so they're going to be slow. And I could draw a Needle. I do run 2. I could also draw another discard effect, but the Bombardment will take over the game if I don't answer it quickly. I think I'm going to take the Ocelot Pride, and I'm not going to surgical it. I think what I'm going to do is next turn I can Shredder them aggressively, and I'll try and hit something of value that way. Bridge. Okay, I would have taken the Bombardment if I knew that was on top. Okay. They'd probably find a Surveil land here. And if they bin something, then we're in business. Like, they've probably been a second Bombardment if it's on top. Okay, they liked what they had, so on upkeep, I'm going to mill that. A Johnny. I think I need to surgical that, though. That's also a problem. I'm going to do that. They drew a land. Oh, they're on a Village Rites deck. Okay. Blood Crypt. They're holding up Bowmasters. Makes perfect sense. Guess what, sucker? I got a bridge. Alright, well, top deck word type. They need to hit creatures over several turns consistently to sack to the Bombardment. Which is not a big ask, but it does require time. I need a Needle from Bombardment or some other answer to Bombardment. Second bridge ain't it. They're not even running anything that can answer the bridge. It looks like. Yeah, there's nothing in their deck. They do run a pair of Chthonian Nightmares. They are running the full playset of Bombardments. Wait, no, they're running 3. Sorry, they're running 3 Bombardments. They're also running 3 Flages, so I'm not going to mill them. Oh, alright. Awesome. Yeah, this is all great. Never mind, I'm going to have a strong lock going. I'm liking my odds all of a sudden. Copy Shredder. So now I'm just looking for a way to lock out Flage, and the Saga will provide for that. No creatures. I said no creatures. That's allowed. Fatal Push is cool. Yeah, with 3 rocks up and a bridge resolved, this gets much easier. I'm gonna hold up. I have a lot of things I'm looking for in their deck, so I'm gonna wait a few turns before I start milling aggressively. Marionette's gonna go in the bin. I'm gonna montage, or I'm gonna speed through this. I'll let you know if there's any relevant plays. I have grabbed a cookbook. I think at this point, because I have the cookbook, I'm just gonna let my opponent draw the Guide of Souls. That's not a problem in itself. I need to be a little bit... I still, again, even though I have 3 rocks, I need to be conservative here. Be careful, because there's a lot of hits that are relevant until I find a needle. Cool. I'm going to look for my own needle. There's needle. Okay, now I'm going to montage. Never mind. My opponent scooped it up as soon as I named Goblin Bombardment. Cool. All right. So they're a graveyard-based deck. So I think Soulless Jailer and the Needle are coming in, or the Soul Guide Lantern. Needle hits Nightmare and Bombardment and a Johnny. Those are all 3 very important things that I need to hit in their list. I think the board wipes come in. They do have sacrifice outlets like the last deck did, but I think that's still important to do. I'm wondering if the extirpates come in. Oh, the brutalities come in as well. These brutalities feel a lot worse because I can't take burn spells out of their hand or anything. It's all creature based. Like the only instants and sorceries they run are fatal pushes, and then in the side they'll have wear tears, but that'll only matter early game. Terra Sunder might be interesting. I might run those instead of the trophies. Do I like that? It doesn't hit a Johnny, but it hits pretty much anything else that I'll care about. But I can dump this out of my hand by hard casting it on a creature. Okay. What's coming out? I don't think that the Chthonian Nightmare value loop is enough. Well, that's a combo line. Maybe I have to leave the cage in. Am I ever going to be looking for cage? Well, I'm going to start by taking these cards out. I think those come out. The cookbook needs to stay in. Maybe I don't bother with the surgicals? Is that crazy? I think surgical's asking too much. And if that's the case, then I probably leave in the cage. Maybe I just cut like a bell. Yeah, we're gonna try a different sideboard strategy this time around. If I was on the play, I might be tempted to keep this just because I can absolutely destroy their hand, but they have a chance to hand dump before this even does anything, and I might get stuck on a single swamp. Oh no. The incredible disappearing mana. I'm gonna be totally nuts for saying this, but I think I might be able to keep this. With my rationale being turn 1 Lantern, turn 2, well, I don't know what I'm doing turn 2, but turn 3 I can bridge. One of these stirrings is going away. The first Saga can tutor up a cookbook and get rid of the stirrings if they have a wide board. And if they play Bombardment, or if it's a slower board, then I can just Needle Bombardment, and then I can also find 2 more things. This is a batshit crazy hand, but the fact that we're on the draw too means that I might be able to draw into some stable mana source. Oh, this gets so much worse if I don't have Ensnaring Bridge in hand. Okay, I'm in for a world of pain. Turn 1 cage. I don't think they double Thoughtseize. That's pretty unlikely. And I think I need this Lantern on the table to have any hope of doing something this game. Yeah, this is going to be so brutal. The reason this is going to be brutal is because all of my mana is going to disappear. If I don't hit bridge turn 3, I am, like, screwed. Okay, well, I'm going to draw this Pixis, because it lets me manipulate my deck. The 4th Saga's on top. That's nuts. Okay. Well, this is at least very funny. I don't think they get to have Ob Nixilis. I would love to have the 4th Saga to live the dream, but I don't think that's responsible. They get to draw their mana source. On upkeep, I absolutely need to get this trophy off the top of my deck, though, because I'm so far away from casting that. Oh, they just had one anyway. That's bad. Okay, so I can Needle Obnixilis. I can also discard this Ancient Stirrings, which is very nice. Yeah, this translates into pay 4 life or lose 4 life a turn. Oh yeah, so good news about these Obnixilises is that one Needle answers them both because they both have the same name, even though one of them's a token and one of them's not. Okay, Devil. You can have my Stirrings. Okay, my life gets a lot better if I find a bridge in a second. I find a Needle. Okay. This is such a bad situation for me. I'm just... I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I don't need to look for a Needle anymore for Obnixilis. So I think maybe I just like triple down on library manipulation and just try and hit a bunch of lands and bridges and just hope they have nothing going on in the meantime. Obnixilis, the adversary. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, so they're going to consistently deal 2 damage a turn, but that's a 9-turn clock on paper. I'm not really sure what they're holding in their hand either. Okay, that's a bridge. I think I'm supposed to draw that. And then I just have to hit 3 lands in a row, and then I'll cast it. Okay, that was way premature from my opponent. I was... Why did they scoop? We did it, guys. We kept the triple saga, no other mana hand, and won. Okay, all right. I don't understand. They must not have calculated that I was not going to be able to cast the bridge. Anyways, I'm not going to read into that too much onto match 4. All right, match 4. We're on the play. This is another one-lander, but I do have the Pixis and Bauble. Or Pixis and... or Bauble Shredder start, so... No Gigantha reveal. I'll give this a shot. This is a painful hand, but I think it's okay. This hand has a lot of pieces that carry it towards greatness. Cast the Bauble. I think it's fine to cast the Pixis, actually. If they, like, turn 1 Surveil land, then I can yoink their top card. Pixis might also not be immediately, like, oh, they're on Lantern. Like, Shredder is the Lantern card. Pixis is a little weird. I don't know. Okay, turn 1 Windswept Heath into Breeding Pool. This is Nadu. Okay, I haven't played against Nadu in such a long time. All right, what do I got on top? That's a land. I want it. Give me land. Turn 1 Shuko is an interesting start. What does that mean? I think I need to Thoughtseize them. I don't think I get a chance to go turn 2 Profane Tutor. Ooh, Lantern's very helpful. What you drawing? You're drawing a Colony Garden. I do not have enough information to tell if that's important. Oh, they're not doing anything. So this is a 2-mana 3/2 with Hexproof and flying. Because I don't have any creatures. Or yeah, they just get a 3/2 flyer. So Springheart Nantuko is part of their engine. I'm just thinking the best way for me not to take damage. So Stormdrake is a beater. It's going to deal 3 damage a turn, but the Springheart Nantuko is going to spam a lot of tokens over time, so I think the Nantuko will be scarier, and it works better with the Shuko. So I think I take the Springheart. It doesn't make sense for me to take the Endurance. Oh, I could Pixis away their Oracle. I need to start adding draw stops in the early game, because I would have totally done that on draw step. Yeah, now they can shuffle it away. Okay, so I'm just going to try and hold up that Pixis to the best of my ability. I'm going to Stirrings. I think I'm looking for the Vault. I don't have anything that I really want to copy with the Gardens right now. Needle on Shuko is going to be really good. All right, look at that. Not doing so bad, folks. Okay, Terra Sunder comes in. Do the board wipes come in against them? I think so. Maybe like 1 Deluge. I don't have enough reps against Nadu to really know. Now we'll board him in. I've heard stories that they can swarm. And they might go for that route now that they know what deck we're playing. Extirpates are going to be good. I think that's it. The brutalities are kind of nice, but I think that's attacking their deck from the wrong angle. I think the board wipes are supposed to clean them up. Trophies are necessary to attack Nadu. The baubles? This is another fast matchup, so the tutors, I think, need to go. The cookbook doesn't matter. The cage stops cord, so I want to keep that in. What's coming out? I don't think I need to lock them super hard in order for this game to end, so I might just take out a bell. I think 5 mil rocks is okay. Yeah, I'll run it like this. So they do run Haywire Mites. That's something to keep in mind. So they're an Urza Saga list. I'm thinking in game 1, I might have wanted to let them... They probably could have shuffled away the Oracle and it wouldn't have made a difference. I had such a strong lock on their deck and they had no combo pieces. They just had the Shuko. They needed Nadu or a way to tutor into Nadu specifically. So I probably could have gotten away with just policing the top card of their library and waiting to Pixis or something. I would have eaten their clock away, that's for sure. Oh. Okay, on the draw, Double Stirring's Thoughtseize. This is slow, but it could do a lot of stuff. It's looking for a Lantern Lock and a bridge, but it has the mana to get there. And we're on the draw, so we get an extra card look. If we hit a Lantern early, then these Catacombs go up in value. This is mid. I'll give it a shot. The Stirrings can hit needles that will be important too. Oh, another point on the Profane Tutors. I didn't consider this actually. I forgot about it, but the opponent is probably running some amount of Teferis. So Profane Tutor is uncastable. If there's a Teferi on the table, those need to come out. All right, they're back. Misty and pass. Oh, cool. Turn 1 Needle. Sick. I think I'm going to play Thoughtseize on turn 1. Yeah, they're on 6. So they could have Veil of Summer, but, you know. Double Nadu. And a Pact. I can Needle Shuko. I'm not worried about that. So I think I'm taking a Nadu and hoping that I either hit a surgical effect or another discard effect. They also kept a 1-lander. I guess I can Surveil to try and hit a second land. Yeah, there's the Hedge Maze. That makes sense. And they spiked a land. They're just going to run out Grazer. Yep. Cool. Shoot goes out as well. We hit a bridge. So I think I'm going to start with an Ancient Stirrings. Pull out a Forest. Look at what's on the deck with Stirrings. Lantern is nice. There's nothing else in my hands that I can... Or I'm not looking for lands, so that's fine. We'll run out the needle, name Shuko. Did they spike another land? No. Or, well, maybe. They did not want to swing with the Sloth. Okay. I'm gonna set a stop. I keep doing the yields. I'm gonna set a stop there. We're gonna make our opponent suffer today. I'm gonna fetch a swamp. There we go. Fetch swamp. I'll go Stirrings. I hit lots of mana. I only have 1 fetchable left in the deck, so I want this pathway. I will play Lantern. You know, it would have been really funny if they had a Nadu on top. I'm kind of tempted to... No, I'm fine with them having mana. Oh, right, duh, they didn't equip Shuko because they can't with the needle, like a couple turns ago. That makes a lot of sense. Extirpate Nadu. Okay. My Moto would like you to remember that I targeted Nadu in the graveyard. It's funny. Cool. We're clawing back from our 0-2. We're back on a path to making things positive. It's pretty sick. On to the next game. Match 5. Match 5. This might be the first league that I record where I do this all in one sitting. This has been so fast. That's good for me. That means my editing is going to be a lot easier. Okay, match 5. We're on the draw. Opponent immediately mulligans. No companion. This is 2 lands, Shredder. And it has a board wipe, so it's kind of like a temporary bridge. The cookbook I don't think is going to do a lot here. On the draw, I think I'm inclined to keep this, though. Ooh, Snap Mold to 5. Quick double mulligan might mean that they're on a Storm build. Or some combo list. That is a red fetch. Steam Vents. Preordain. Oh, maybe they're on the Twiddlestorm deck. So normally I'd keep the Bauble for myself, but if I'm playing against something like Twiddlestorm, that goes very fast. So I want to know if I'm playing something like a turn 1 Saga to look for like a cage for their Underworld breaches or something. I'm just going to run this out now. I need to see how stressed out I should be, because Preordain and Steam Vents tells me it could be like Prowess. Okay, it is Storm. Glimpse the Impossible means it's almost definitely Storm. So I think I run out the Saga turn 1. And then what can I needle? Do I needle something? Oh, no, they don't have a lot of good needle targets. But I'm looking for a cage off of this Saga. I might just shred them and get rid of that card. So they're on blue-red. So they're on like a Gift Storm or something, I think. It's kind of cool. Yep, there's the medallion. Perfect. Makes sense to me. Lantern is nice. I don't think I'm in the business of bridge. I think I'm gonna fetch... I think I fetch an... How much does my life total matter? I'm gonna fetch an Overgrown Tomb, because I do still need... If, like, I want to have stirrings available. Surgical is very nice. Ooh. Don't want them to have that. They can have the mana. Okay. Are we going off? Manamorphose. I think I get rid of the Rent's Resolve. Awesome. Okay, they probably have another Reckless Impulse type effect that they're trying to... Oh, they have a Preordain. Okay, that makes sense. I'll scooch this down so you can see the mana. Okay, Reckless Impulse. So they have Ral and Grape Shot, so they can cast a Ral if they need to. They do choose Ral. I can Toxic Deluge that. They're passing. Okay. Are you not going to Grape Shot? Yeah, I think they're just going to Grape Shot. Like, that's value that they just lose if they don't do something with it right now. Unless they have a Ritual. Maybe they continue to Storm out on second main. They have to run a Grape Shot in the sideboard. Yeah, so, like, I'm not going to Surgical their Grape Shot. Oh, they could even flip Ral right now. They don't, but they could have. Yeah, so I think I'm going to Deluge, get rid of the Ral. What am I looking for? I think I look for the cage with the Surgical. Or with the Urza Saga. That makes sense to me. Grab Grafdigger's Cage. Play another Saga. Pay 3 life for Deluge. And I have the draw step. On draw step, I can get rid of their Rals. Because it is kind of a win con for them. Yeah, I'll do that. Or do they need another cost reducer? I have a needle for the backside of Ral. Yeah, actually, they're fine. They can have it. I think Ren's Resolve is the one they don't normally run 4 of. I'm just gonna... Oh, cool. I can lock out their wishes. Next turn, I can play my entire hand, so I'm not worried about instant speed wish. Oh, I do need to kill my opponent, too. So I stop the damage, so I might just make a construct with this Urza Saga. So I can just pay life to Surgical that. I'm cool with them playing a Strike it Rich. So I'm going to let them draw that. I don't really care about the medallion either, but I really don't want them to cast a wish. So I'm just going to... Yeah, okay, cool. They knew I had the Surgical. They were probably waiting for me to cast that. Awesome. So Collective Brutality comes in because it's a discard effect. It hits a lot of their stuff. Extirpate is extra Surgicals against a combo list. That's very important. I don't know if I care about Needle so much. If they're on blue, that means they probably don't have Unstable Amulet. They're probably on, like, Preordain. And, well, we saw Preordain, but there might be, like, on like, Gifts Ungiven, something like that. The Cookbook can come out. The Deluge was nice, but I don't think I need the Deluge. We also didn't see any DRCs, and we went pretty deep into that game, so I think I cut a pair of bridges. I do still want some because they run things like Empty the Warrens, but I don't think the game is going to be determined by whether or not we hit a bridge quickly. I could eat my words there. Oh, Soulless Jailer comes in too. And the Damping Spheres. Forgot about those. So I think I can trim a needle. I can just run one needle. I do like the tutors because the game will stall out and they will just go off. So having the ability to tutor for additional hate pieces is going to be important. I don't think I board in Terra Sunder. Hitting the Ruby Medallions is good, but they also have like growls and stuff, and it's useless against the rest of their deck. I always love when opponents are like, wow, you say GLHF, because I always do like a hello GLHF, and then sometimes they'll say like, wow, I can't believe it. Like, well, you say GLHF and then you play Lantern. But Surgical and Mill Rocks seems like a really good start. I'm gonna keep this, even though there's no Thoughtseize. Like, if I could blind mill them or stop them mid combo and strip something out of their deck. But sorry. Anyways, I think I go turn one Shredder. I'm just gonna blind mill them and see if I can hit something relevant for the Surgical. Oh, I should do this now before they get a chance to play something on their main phase. Okay. Whatever. That's fine. Because if I hit like a Ruby Medallion, I'd probably want to strip that out, because that might reduce their chance that they turn 2 win. Okay, they play a Medallion. So they could try and go off right now. They will not. Did we leave in the trophies? Yes, we did. So I think I play the Swamp, just so I can have trophy mana. Do I take the Rituals? I don't want them to have the Ritual, so I definitely mill them to start. I think I can let them draw Grape Shot. We'll stop them on their draw step, though. I think I will strip the Rituals out of their deck. I do want to see what's in their hand for the future. Ren's Resolve and a Ral. Okay. Oh, they have a Bloomburrow card. They have the 1 mana bouncy spell. They have Past in Flames on top of their library. They play Ral. They're gonna Ren's Resolve. That's fine. I think that's fine. They only have 1 more mana, so Past in Flames is pretty far away. Or sorry, they have 2 mana, because they can play a land this turn. They can have Past in Flames. I don't think that's what I'm worried about. Yeah, they didn't hit any gas. Okay, so they're not playing red-green. They're playing blue, because it gives them Preordain in the main board, and because it gives them interaction that Pick Your Poison would have covered bases for in green. I think that's what they're trying to do. All right, they don't want Manamorphose. That's good to know. Oh, sorry. They needed to crack mana to cast their Ren's Resolve. That's what they were doing. They're going to flashback Strike It Rich. Okay. Oh, right. They can cast this next turn. So they're just setting up for next turn. I see. In that case, I probably don't want to draw this Urza's Saga. I probably want to find a discard spell or another surgical effect. Okay, they're going to try and flip Ral, I think. Yeah. Gotcha. Maybe plus Ral, sure. Yeah, even though I'm milling them into action here, Thoughtseize is very nice. That makes them Past in Flames, which taxes their mana quite a bit. So I'm going to lead on... This is interaction for them. Or, hold on. So let me start with playing out the rocks before I think about this too hard. I think I lead on Pixis and exile this because they're going to Past in Flames next turn, and that costs, what, 5 normally? And they have 2 cost reduction effects, so it's going to be 3 mana. Oh, wait, 3 mana, and then they're going to Ren's Resolve. Okay, never mind. They're going to pay 3 mana for Past in Flames. They don't have Strike It Rich in the graveyard anymore, so they can't bring that back. There's no mana generation in the graveyard. They only have this 1 treasure token. They did have a land on top last turn, so they could have played to that last time. So I think I just Thoughtseize this Ren's Resolve. And just... I don't know what I'm trying to put them into, but they can't have the Ren's Resolve. I'm not sure what to do about the Preordain. I don't think I can let them have Preordain either. I don't really know what I'm milling towards, though. Oh, wait, they don't have any cards in hand. Oh, I don't... I wasn't managing my hand properly. Oops. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, never mind. We got bailed out. Take a look at my hand, opponent. So now I'm looking for a way to remove Ral. And I have a lot of ways to do that. Oh, wait, why was I was calculating as if they... they were flashing that back. They're not flashing that back. They're casting it from exile. Okay. They hit 2 Rals. That's very good. They're out of mana, so this Ren's Resolve isn't that bad for me, I don't think. So I'll let them have it. They hit double Reckless Impulse off of that. So now I'm kind of looking for a Damping Sphere. I don't think Extirpate does anything here, because nothing in their graveyard I really care about anymore. So I'm going to start by Bell. They can't flash that back no matter what. Oh, that's bad. They can't have that. So Pixis. Shatter Skull doesn't matter. I'm going to do this to myself. Hey, Damping Sphere. Cool. I do need a Needle still, but this reduces the odds that I just die. And Shatter Skull is kind of bad for them. Oh, wait, they have Into the Flood Maw in their hand. They can just bounce that. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yep, Damping Sphere comes home. I have a fish. Yummy fish. I'm not too worried about the Blood Moon. I don't think they are either. What are they casting? Are they trying to cast another Ral? Strike it Rich? Strike it Rich, okay. They could preordain off of that as well if they would like. They probably just wait a turn though. Nope, okay, they're just going now. Oh, sorry, yeah, they just drew a Past in Flames. I see. You know, Soulless Jailer would be really good right now. So I think I mill myself. I have to mill again. I'm gonna shuffle myself once, I think. Do I shuffle again? So opponent's gonna cast Into the Flood Maw on my Damping Sphere anyways. But it's in exile, so if I Soulless Jailer, then that doesn't happen. Ral's gonna -8 next turn. So I might just have to spin and hope for the best. Yeah, alright. Well, I drew a Thoughtseize. I'll take your Past in Flames, I guess, and give you something that you can storm. Alright, I think I dirtled for too long. I didn't find my hate pieces in time. I was looking, I was like, I got extra mill rocks, but in reality, like, if they have enough mana and enough time, they're going to storm out eventually. Okay, bounce the thingy. Wait, my fish was untapped. I could have swung at Ral. Right? Am I an idiot? Did I forget that part? I forgot combat. Oh my god, I forgot combat. I could have prevented Ral. I could have won. Oh no. My heart. Okay, that was dumb. They're ahead on time too. That's not good. But alright. Oh, I forgot to board in Soul Guide Lantern. That's important. What else did I forget to board in? Did I forget to do anything else? Looks like not. Yeah, I think I got carried away that game. So, post-board, they have a playset of Into the Flood Maw, and that's how they interact with my deck. Sorry, they also have one Brotherhood's End. A single copy. They do also have a Blood Moon that's worth noting, but the odds of that happening aren't crazy high. Yeah, I don't think I attacked their deck from the right angles. Yes, I will take the play. Well, that's about as good of a hand you can ask for Storm. Good luck. Oh, nice. Hopefully that wasn't a malicious good luck. I will treat it as a nice one. So my opponent, oh, I can't double discard on turn 2, so I think I have to turn 1 Inquisition here. Okay, so I have an Assassin's Trophy, so I can answer one of these cost reducer effects. Is there anything in here that I want to take out of their hand forever? I guess I can answer that next turn, but I don't think Into the Flood Maw is a big deal right now. It could be a big deal later. I think if I take the Rouse, that takes a win condition out of their deck. If I take the Wishes, I don't think they care about the Wishes. That's just for their win cons. But they can just Grape Shot me normally. I think I'm taking Ral and passing. I don't Surgical until their next draw step. So I think I'm going to play the Forest. Play Lantern. They're probably going to shuffle that away. I guess they don't have to, but I don't think they want a second Medallion. And then I will Inquisition them again. There's a Ritual. So if I take their Medallion... No, I don't want to take their Medallion. What I can do is next turn I can trophy and then surgical the medallion because they probably play that next turn. So I think I take the ritual. I think I take the ritual. I'll pass to them. We'll see if they want that ruby medallion. Actually, they probably shuffle it away because they already have one. Yeah. They like their Manamorphose. Interesting. I don't think I care about their... Oh, their Manamorphose generates mana with the medallion, but I'm going to blow that up next turn. Okay, so their next draw step is a Ral. Never mind. Their next draw step is not a Ral. Next draw step's a Scalding Tarn. I'm going to slam Ruby Medallion. Play out the Shredder. So I think I'm just holding the Surgical for a good time, basically. I'm going to trophy them on their draw step, because I don't really care if they have a land. I'm stopping things like Manamorphose. Okay, they have a Reckless Impulse on top. Okay, they're going to Ren's Resolve now. So I think I'm surgicaling Ral right now. Well, they can't play Ral this turn, so I don't need to worry about that yet. Oh, but no, if they can, they might be able to play it next turn. Maybe I do the rituals, actually. Oh, I don't know. The rituals, they can Past in Flames back. I think the responsible answer... No. Ral is needleable. I can answer that later. I take the rituals because I can't answer those any other way. Okay, did they have an Abrade as well that I didn't see last game? They still have a Reckless Impulse on top. I'll say no to that. Sure, you can have mana like that. I'm cool with that. They have another Ren's Resolve on top. I have a land. That's not great. I don't think I mill away my Verdant Catacombs, though. Because I can start from Mori Volting after this turn. Okay, I just need to make sure I don't crack the Verdant Catacombs. Very important. I was very confused why Ral was there for a second. I thought I got rid of those, but I did not. I forgot. So I'm kind of looking for an answer to Into the Flood Maw now. So I just need discard, I think. Oh, they also took out the Glimpse the Impossibles. I should have noticed that. So maybe I take... Instead of surgicaling their mana acceleration, I want to surgical their exile spells. That might have made more sense. Oops. What do they find? Oh, right, I don't get to see. That just happens. They just get to cast something straight from their sideboard. Maybe it was more correct to hit the Into the Flood Maws, because that's like... Well, no, they do have Brotherhood's End and Abrade now, where they could answer the Soulless Jailer. Okay, opponent finds a Past in Flames. They don't have any... They have a Manamorphose, that's their only mana generation. They also have a Strike at Bridge, but that doesn't generate mana, that just stores it for next turn. Yeah, I don't think I should be taking the rituals. I'm not liking it. Or at least not in this circumstance. I think I should have taken like a Ren's Resolve with the surgical. Oh, they're just going to cast Warrens. I see. That's very bad, actually. Of course, I forgot about Empty the Warrens. every time that you see Empty the Warrens, you forget about it. Soulless Jailer... Does that get me there? I don't think Soulless Jailer solves any of my problems anymore. I'll grab an Overgrown Tomb. I mean, that'll solve the Past in Flames that's coming up. Their Storm count is really low, but they also have Into the Flood Maw. So I think I'm just relying on... Oh, jeez. If I Soul Guide Lantern, I could pop it and draw an extra card still. No, I can't, because that's not enough mana. I gotta mill it. I need a bridge. Okay. I just need to sit on a bridge, pretty much. Oh. Well, that doesn't win the game, but helps a little. I might need a masterclass on how to play against Storm, too. Maybe I need to, like, play some Ruby Storm just so that I can understand what its weaknesses are. Because I sure ain't doing it justice right now. 2 Ren's Resolves in the graveyard, which is the important resource right now. Like, I don't know. I think I just lose, honestly. Send a message. Oh, they only run 2 Ren's Resolves. Oh, they boarded one out. I see. Okay. Yeah, I'm dead, actually. Okay. Well, I think that last game was my fault. Game 2, I should have been able to close that out. I just didn't assess threats properly. Game 3 was, I think, in the same boat. Okay, well, 2-3 ain't bad. I do think we got a freebie in one of those matches, but yeah, I also could have played better. So yeah, let's go to conclusions. All right, deck conclusion time. I have rambled to myself in this room for 15 or 20 minutes straight, deliberating on how to tackle the Boros and Mardu energy matchups. And the fact that I was able to ramble to myself for 15 or 20 minutes is a good indicator that I don't really know what direction I'm supposed to take to counteract those decks. They go really fast, and in particular, it looks like there's more and more Goblin Bombardments running around. Goblin Bombardment is scary because the bridge doesn't matter anymore as a mode of damage prevention. On the bright side, Goblin Bombardment is needleable, but that is asking you to have a Pithing Needle in a matchup where they're going really fast already. Also on the bright side, if I was to do something like run a third Pithing Needle in the main board, if there's more Mardu variants running around, I think the third Needle is just going to be better against those anyways, because they're running things like Chthonian Nightmare. They're running things like Op Nixilis. So being able to shut off some more activated abilities seems like a good play. And I do want to draw these naturally over the course of the game. My original theory on Ancient Stirrings in those matchups, I didn't really mulligan super aggressively in those matchups, so I think Stirrings is still probably a good thing to be running to speed up the deck. Maybe there's a universe where I'm running 4 Stirrings. The matchups were so fast that I don't know if turn 2 Profane Tutor would have saved me in a majority of those circumstances. I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't think we really saw Profane Tutor in those matchups too much, so it didn't really get a chance to shine, but it's just slow. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'd rather have Stirrings and at least try and spin into something. In those games, I don't think my opponent answered Ensnaring Bridge once in either of those best of 3s. They were very much on the grinding sacrifice value plan. So being able to, like, Stirrings and just hit all of these cards, dig super deep for those hate cards, and lockout pieces might be valuable. And also bridges. You can dig for a bridge that way. But anyways, moving on from that matchup in particular, I think these 4 cards on the right here, I think I like keeping this core of deck interaction or graveyard interaction and storm interaction, generic stacks pieces. I guess TLDR, I think I leave these cards the way they are. Maybe this Soulless Jailer becomes something else, but I think these 4 cards are really reliable. Emrakul I put back into the deck because knee-jerk reaction to playing Mill again, and I thought I had enough flexibility in the sideboard where I could leave in an Emrakul. Is what it is. I do kind of want a third Terra Sunder, I think. In times where I want Terra Sunder, I feel like I want more Terra Sunder. I don't want to be relying on my opponent not drawing well, or relying on myself getting an early Lantern Lock and taking care of everything else that they're doing. So, like, if this Pithing Needle goes into the main board, then Terra Sunder, I can add a third Terra Sunder to the sideboard. How did Extirpate do? I did board these in against a lot of opponents, so I think I liked them. I think their value is a little bit kneecapped. I mean, Surgical is good, but it doesn't solve all of your problems all the time. If your opponent just top decks something that you haven't seen in the game at all, then it doesn't matter if you have all of your surgical effects in your hand the first time they cast it. If it bounces your bridge and they swing in for lethal or something, then, you know, that's how it's going to be. But I think having Extirpate as extra copies of Surgical in the sideboard, with the idea as well that you can target Flage and control matchups, is a nice thought, so I think those stay in. We did board them in a lot, too. I think that they're worth running. I think the 3 Collective Brutalities were very important. The meta is super fast right now. The discard effect feels worse than I was expecting. There's a lot, like, even Boros, like, you don't choose your opponent to make them reveal their hand, like, ever. There's nothing that's worth stripping from their hand unless they get like an early wear tear in turn 2 and they don't have a chance to cast it. What are my takeaways? I think I want to consider adding an extra Terra Sunder in the sideboard. I think I want to move this Pithing Needle to the main board. I think that I'm not going to touch any of these cards in the sideboard. I think Extirpate's fine. This Needle's going to become a Terra Sunder. This Needle's going to go on the main board. I'm not sure what it's going to replace, but it replaces something. And that's probably it. I don't know. I am starting to get a feel for how Golgari is in the meta right now, and I think it feels really good in general. We've had a lot of games where the top decks have killed us as well. So I might try and thin out some of the deck, some of the actual payoffs of the deck. Like maybe I trim like a Bauble, actually. And I try and run like a 4th Stirrings, because our top deck viability has been very poor so far. I think that's a good takeaway. If you liked what you saw on the channel, if you want this deck list, check the description down below. There's a Moxfield link to this deck in particular, but also to my Moxfield account in general. That should also have some other variants of Lantern. There's going to be a playlist that pops up at the screen at the end of the video if you want to see some more Lantern content from my channel. If you want some other content, there's some folks in the community Discord linked down in the description as well that you can check out. And if you have any questions about the deck, if you're trying to pick it up yourself, or if you're trying to build a list for the first time, maybe you're a veteran that's coming back after several years, that'd be the place to go. All right, take care, everyone.